We all know that the April update brought changes to the new player experience as well as a new trade UI. But there's also been some other changes that people are not talking that much about, but I still think they are very significant. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. So we continue to talk about the April update, and there are two things I want to talk about today. We have a buff and we have a nerf. First of all, I want to talk about the nerf, and that is to pirating low temperature diamonds. You know, in the past I've done videos on how you can catch NPC miners and steal their low temperature diamonds, and utilize a game mechanic where the NPCs would just try to get like below your ship and just shoot at you and just sit there still, not moving. And that has now been changed. They are now actively trying to run away rather than trying to fight back. And as you can see from the clip in the background, it makes it a lot more difficult, especially also because I've noticed a lot of them are now carrying mine launchers with proximity mines, making this a lot more difficult because the proximity mines will often take out your hatch breakers or your collector limpets. If the proximity mines get mixed in together with the diamonds, again, this makes everything a lot more difficult. And also the fact that the ships are now just running away from you, not sitting still, means you constantly have to chase after them, again making it a lot more difficult. I've had limited success with trying to disable their drives, but you can't just shoot the drives till they're dead. You need to wait until the right moment. So what I've been trying to do was to damage their drives enough, wait for them to malfunction. When they malfunction, their ship comes to an almost standstill, and as they're doing that, just at that moment, before they manage to get their drives back online, that's when you take them out. And then they would sit still, and you can kind of do it, but it is very difficult, and because we're now trying to damage modules actively, there's a good chance that if you're not accurate enough with your shots, that you're going to end up destroying the ship before you manage to take down the drives. I just have that happen to me in quite a few occasions here. Overall, it makes hunting low temperature diamonds or pirating low temperature diamonds a lot more difficult, meaning less diamond per hour, of course reducing the profit. Now, it wasn't really that I think the profit from it wasn't that bad. I can understand why they would change it from a like immersive perspective, but yeah, just know that that method is probably not the most lucrative one anymore. But that moves us over to the buff that is definitely a welcoming buff. This is something that many people have been asking for a very long time. And that is this small change here, where you can see the spawn rates of high-grade emissions have been increased. Now, high-grade emissions are still rare. They don't pop up in every single system, but they do pop up a lot more frequent now than they did before. And of course, this has been like thing that a lot of people have been complaining about, that some materials like pharmaceutical isolators has been next to impossible to collect simply because of the low number of outbreak systems, and the chance of getting the right type of USS in such a system was next to none. So seeing an increase in the number of high-grade emissions is definitely a welcoming change. I did out a small test where I was flying around just trying to see if I could collect some, and I got one. I would say in about half of the systems I was in, I managed to get a high grade, and I know other people I've been talking to, they've been seeing multiple high grades in the same system also. So I definitely think I can definitely feel there's an increase in the number of high grades. It's still difficult to find one that's in the right state, that spawns the right materials and stuff like that. But again, this is definitely a welcoming buff. You could argue whether it's been buffed enough or not, but at least this is taking a step in the right direction, I think. Before we end today, I just want to ask you to consider to go down and subscribe to the channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening in Elite, this is definitely the place to be. So go down and hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be the first to know, there's also a small bell icon. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.